All right, welcome back to Kampala, Uganda, the beautiful and most hospitable city in Uganda. And what better place to start my video other than Kampala Road itself? Anyway, I see, thank you. I see City Square in the distance, which has over the years taken on multiple names. But anyway, it's literally the center of the city, and whoever originates out of Kampala, this is roughly the place to find yourself. And should you be lost, ask for City Square, Mapera House, and whoever needs to find you can look for you around here. I see some really nice lighting. I suppose this was decorated during the Christmas festive seasons, but it's kind of looking beautiful, only that the square is now encroached on by soldiers. I can't access it. I was hoping I would access it to show you the beautiful lighting. Interesting. But I suppose someone had to say they released money. Beautiful. Previously, this was known as the Government Square in the colonial days, and now it's commonly known as City Square by every native. Government attempted to rename it Constitution Square in 1995, having rewritten the new constitution, a name that never held. Anyway, our journey today originates from City Square, Kampala, Uganda, Africa East, and our hope is that we shall take you outside to the suburbs of Kampala, mostly towards Wandiger. Anyway, let me go and take the Square 1 road, this one that is on the left of City Square if you're coming off of Kampala Road, and we'll go up. In front of us is a central police station. If you want to handle your issues to be helped, that's the place to go. All right, and this Square 1 road should join Uganda Road, which is going to be the most part of this video as we walk towards Wandiger. Anyway, subscribe if you're new, and see you as we tour Africa, as we tour Uganda. Lovely people, and it's a home of 1 million motorcycles. So when crossing the streets in Kampala, always be certain to be very present. Not only are you looking out for the vehicles, but the motorcycle is your serious opponent. Right now, people are heading back to work, and therefore a lot of motorcycles are looking for passengers from the city center. A little expensive because in the evenings the demand for motorcycle rides are quite high, citing Uganda's massive traffic jam issues. Anyway, so if you're new in the country, these are not private motorcycles. They are simply a means to your destination, and the quickest for that matter, seeing that they maneuver even through pedestrian spaces. Yeah, it's a delight. So in a sense, we are in the Upper Nakasero suburbs, one of the most expensive commercial real estates in Kampala, Uganda. The upper side having mostly office spaces, and downtown more of the commercial rentals. Anyway, let's head, and you can see that Kampala is returning home, and it's a beautiful country, lovely people. Oh, that was the sun's reflection. I almost thought someone had put a light on their mirror, side mirror of the motorcycle. Anyway, let's proceed along this route. I think we will meet the old and the new, a history of Uganda's architecture. Such a building as that, I do not know. See the judiciary. How many spaces does the judiciary have? Saying that they have a new building on the other side. Anyway, one of the old buildings. I think these are some of the Indian buildings. What you might need to know is that this Buganda Road was actually a boundary or borderline between the European settlement in the Upper Nakasero and the Indian settlements in the Lower Nakasero. So the British were the colonial administrators, while the Indians who came as manual labor call them the Indian coolies, to build the Uganda Railway became the business class. And these are some of the reminiscence of such buildings. Uganda Road is therefore a place that has seen history happen. I see Batia House, probably that was the Indian who once owned it. And you may know that Uganda happened to get disgruntled in the recent past about Indians running all their businesses and marginalizing the local and indigenous people to becoming manual laborers on the street, in their shops. And you will remember famous Indian exodus out of Uganda, having fallen out with government conditions that required them to gain Ugandan nationality and stop remitting a lot of their wealth back to England and their country of origin. But Uganda Road, this is actually a new structure. I was here when it rose, and that is in the early 2010s. Let's go. Actually, in the distance, we should be able to meet Watoto Church, which was formerly Kampala Pentecostal Church, mostly renowned for their worldwide choirs. And this section marks what we would call the art village. So if you're in Uganda and you want Ugandan art pieces, look no further other than along Uganda Road. And you can see we already have someone hoping to buy an art piece, themselves being one, I think. And okay, more of the art village this side. And here we shall have sculptures, paintings, and all of that. Now, more of the former Indian structures. I don't know where these have failed to be reclaimed. They seem vacant, but I see lighting, so perhaps not as vacant. Anyway, I don't know who then resides here. Is it now a store? Anyway, some Indians exited, never returned some of their property, were given back to those who returned, or those who returned got back some of their property. Now this, probably only the government knows the ownership. All right, more of the art. And if you're an art lover and you're in Uganda, please come and support the people here. I'm lingering, trying to look onto these buildings, hoping that I'll see a year of construction listed. I see government cars. Maybe it has long been reclaimed by government. Whenever I see red number plates, it's a government house. So, government, what's this? I don't know. Is it under the protection of the government? Seeing that the so-called owners never did return. Anyway, we are going on to cross Chagwe Road. And if you've been on this channel long enough, you may know a thing or two about Chagwe Road. Uganda has moved towards signalizing most of all of their intersections, a thing that I didn't find in Kenya, Nairobi, but probably because Nairobi, Kenya has a lot of wide roads. The roads are really massive. Anyway, let's cross the street. I hear an ambulance. No one seems to be giving him way. Where he is going, I don't know, but I better give him way. Oh, he is actually following me. So Buganda Road, in the distance, actually has a lot of hospitals. I don't know whether it's a zone of hospitals or hospitals chose to come and cluster together, but we are now at Watoto Church. And this here is Senana's hypermarket. Guys, what's the difference between a hypermarket and a supermarket? Let me know. More of the Watoto Church building. This was formerly a cinema hall put around these parts by Norman Godinho, whom I heard a school also is named. For now, this was acquired by Kampala Pentecostal Church, the founder, Gary Skinner, in 1980 something, and has long changed to Watoto Church, and that's their parking lot. They had embarked on a massive infrastructure upgrade, but the city could not allow or approve them to do so, claiming the structure is of historical significance. But to me, I don't see that. Seeing that the structure hasn't retained its original colors, over the years of occupancy and maintenance. Some say they refuse as a church to soil the hands of one who are supposed to approve. Anyway, Kampala Road is just parallel to this Buganda Road over that side. And these are the Buganda Road flats, an endeavor by the Ugandan National Housing Corporation in the past, post-colonialism, in a bid to provide housing for its officials or government workers. I'm told it has been long privatized, people having opted to buy units out of them. I love them, well maintained, well long, and not very high fences. That is very encouraging. So I told you we are on a journey of the old and the new alike, which is Uganda Road. Anyway, thanks for being here, and it's a delight to show you Kampala as it retires for the evening. How are we progressing in terms of time? 11 minutes. And I think we still have some 5 minutes to go along this Buganda Road Primary School. Actually, Buganda Road is named after the Kingdom of Buganda, where you find the capital city of Uganda mostly situated. In fact, if you remove the B at the beginning of Buganda, you end up with Uganda. So the country Uganda revolves around Buganda, having contributed a lot both economically, politically, educationally, if there's such a word. And let's take a walk. I hope that this clip will end when we meet the Buganda Road Primary School, and it's a delight too. Now, the wandiger Road flats seem to occupy both sides of the I said wandiger Road. The Buganda Road flats seem to occupy either sides of Buganda Road. These, I don't know whether they were still catering for the same class of residents as these, because these ones seem more posh. The trees actually came a little later on when Jennifer Musisi upgraded this road surface, and that's why these ones seem to be in a premium shade, but I guess the shade has also encouraged them to take good care of the condominiums. So let's proceed. In the distance, like I told you, we should be able to meet Buganda Road Primary School, formerly Norman Gordon Primary School, Junior School, and then Uganda National Library. Now, this is a testimony of the old, the past, the Indian, and more of that right in the distance. What a delight, what a delight. And let's proceed. So you can see traffic jam of Kampala now. This intersection in front has no lights, so it's nothing to do with the lights, much as the lights have occasionally improved the traffic situation. Yes, this is the Buganda Road Primary School, formerly Norman Gordon Junior School. Yeah, that's it. I don't know whether those structures are as old as the school itself, but yes, and lo and behold is this building, which is the National Library. And the government is very lazy. I'm told this building has taken on different roles over the years, during the colonial days, even post-colonial days. It dates as far as 1935. Anyway, this is accessible to the public, but you pay a small fee of 3,000 shillings, let's say $1, to access it. Has internet connection, and yep, that's that. And this could also be Indian establishment, but more importantly, it is actually the home of Novik Hospital. I don't know what their merits and credits are, but Uganda is really good on medicine, so a lot of people get treated there. Uganda Road still continues, and we are soon to meet Queensland. And I suppose the city council was hoping that someday people would just, as they're walking, take time to just sit and relax on these. Anyway, they now only serve as flower vessels. Maybe that's because they don't have shade, and whoever is walking through this section is probably in a hurry to reach home. This is another structure that always makes me happy. Ministry of Health Division of Vector-Borne and Neglected Tropical Disease Control, Vector Control Officers Association. Interesting. That's not why it interests me, but the fact that it was established in 1926. I mean the structure. So that's how a building would have looked back then. And I suppose this was a serious piece of engineering and an investment indeed. Anyway, we are going to cross Queensland. Queensland comes from Bomba Road and goes on to meet Lumumba Avenue in the distance, having crossed Uganda Road. It's quite a short stretch, but it's named to commemorate the visit of the Queen Elizabeth to Uganda, a time in which he chose to actually commission the Owen Falls Dam in Jinja in 1950, I think, too. Let's proceed. 52 or 54, around there, early 50s. And lovely acacia trees with purple flowers. And like I told you, Uganda Road has a plethora of hospitals around here. We have with us most nearest East Case Hospital. I grew up knowing it as a first clinic, but it has evolved over the years to become a hospital. And just next to it is Kampala Medical Chambers Hospital. A bizarre naming. Maybe they simply were supplying medical supplies, I don't know. But just over the distance, there used to be an African foods restaurant catering to mostly cooking African cuisines around these parts. And I think it has long gone, Africa Hot Pot. But after it, you'll find St. Catherine's Hospital, some Imagining World, and all of that. And it's a delight. I'm delighted to have you guys walk with me. I see a group of people playing football here. Great. I see how serious they are. Probably give you an attempt of art commentary. So welcome to East Africa, Uganda. We are in the city center of Kampala and at the Uganda Road Primary School football playgrounds. Lately hired by local teams to play soccer. And the red team has a free kick. What a useless free kick. Intercepted by the goalkeeper and goes on to be either a corner kick or a throw-in. We are now on the left half and the green team is on the defensive, the red team being on the offensive. What a bizarre choice of outfits. They have decided to wear gibs, those overalls you put on top. They're called bibs, overalls put over the shirt to emphasize the uniform color. So this may not be a professional match, probably a practice match, and nothing much at stake other than enjoyment and fitness. So red throws in, passes the ball into the goalkeeper's box, gotten back by the red, who has chosen to take it out of play, but it looks like there's no linesman, so there's no such a thing as out of play, simply as long as the ball returns on the pitch. Green. Red intercepts it, and he was coming from an offside position. Ball diagonally to the left side of the pitch, the green player to another green player, forward to another green player. The whole team runs in towards the center portion of the half of the red team, crossed in diagonally into the box, and I think a foul had been blown. Covered by the trees, won't be able to see anything. The ball is passed centrally to the red team, to the left. Red team dribbles the ball, albeit slowly, diagonally to square to the right, intercepted by the green player. Green player passes to another green player. Forward he goes and knocked over by the gentleman in red. Free kick to the red or green, actually to the green team against the red team. It's a delight. I think for now I am tempted to go much nearer to where the action is. Do we get a goal? No, very useless. Free kick, and the ball comes right, intercepted by the green player, next to the green player, to the left of the pitch, back pass to the green player, and then diagonally towards the right of the pitch, forward to another green player. An attack ensues, intercepted by the red player, back to his goalkeeper. Ball is within safety. Now start up, ball passed, red player to the right, back to the central midfielder. Whoa, off the post, narrow miss. It looks like the green team is the stronger opponent. Ball passed straight forward into the green half, back to the left hand side of the green half, and intercepted by the red player. Unfortunately, our visibility has been obscured, and for that, let me take another walk to see if I get a vantage angle from right here. And the action, green attacks, the goalkeeper comes out, intercepts the ball, and the green team scores. Interesting. It's a delight. So this is how Ugandans spend their evening. Any empty field is an opportunity for a football match, and it saddens me that not so many make it to international soccer, say the Premier League, to the point that football has simply been relegated to a hobbyist kind of sport. But in case you're scouting, a lot of Ugandans are good at football. The red team reluctant at starting the ball. So it wasn't a goal after all, it was an offside. Anyway, red into the center, and they're going to pass towards the left hand side of the pitch, down, intercepted by the green player. The green player knocks off the red player to the green player at the center, and headed to another green player, well controlled, towards the left hand side of the pitch. Green is still having the ball, back to the gentleman at the center, another cross into the central part of the pitch, to the right of the pitch, and red is on the offensive. Handball, and that's it for today. Let's head. Anyway, I was telling you, this stretch is full of hospitals, St. Catherine right there, and then National Drug Authority of Uganda inhabiting the tall tower. That is both their home and their own property. It's a delight. It's a beautiful evening in Kampala, Uganda, and let's meet Wandiger Road, and we call it quits to the end of this video. So, yep, this is the evening. Beautiful place, beautiful country, lovely trees and sheds. Warm, not cold. Nairobi was cold. At this time, you could feel the breeze. Maybe it's because they are plain lands, so winds are always fast moving, and that creates a drought which only manifests as a cold sensation. More of the medical establishments, we see St. John's Ambulance, which at times becomes a church, and I do not quite understand them, but they provide ambulance services. Anyway, National Drug Authority. So anything to deal with drugs, medical. Oh God. And I think the words that have lately been abused to point that it's no longer innocent to use them, but I'm lucky to be from a country full of innocence, in that when I say drugs, most cases we simply mean medication, like for malaria, for cough, for headache, all of that. Now more of the older buildings in Kampala, right there. And this is the Girls Guide headquarters and also the Scouts Association of Uganda headquarters, Baden Powell House. I do not know what their agenda is. I have never been one. Attempted to, but failed. Anyway, Uganda Road is still proceeding, and in the distance you should cross Wandiger Road, a very short stretch of road, and it's beautiful. I have come to appreciate that Uganda, Kampala is colorful. The buildings have a lot of those healthy colors, whereas this is not common, having blocks that are not plastered. It is a staple with our eastern neighbor. It's a delight. I am just making note of a few things that I have come to appreciate. Anyway, our roads are tiny. Kenyan roads are quite wide. And in case you're wondering, that's the sign that shows this is Buganda Road. So Buganda Road still continues, but this that it is crossing is called Wandiger Road, going on to meet Lumumba Avenue, and crossing Buganda Road to meet Bombo Road in the distance. This right here is YMCA, an establishment by I think either the colonial government or post-independence government or NGOs to provide technical skills to the youth. Hence the why something. I don't know what's its full version is, but as far as I've lived, I've known it as YMCA Comprehensive Institute. Lecture rooms, VET project. I think universities or educational universities or tertiary universities have the ability to foster a lot of startups. I think we need to emphasize much of. Anyway, down in the distance, this Wandiger Road will meet that Bombo Road, and that is the intersection. I am from the city center, and if you're finding this video, please do subscribe for more such videos as I tour Uganda with you for your behalf. I bet most of you may notice those pillars that are in the distance. That's actually the Ahmadiyya Mosque in Wandiger. So for now, looks like the walk from City Square to here has taken a good 28 minutes. Of course, if we subtract the time we stood and made some little commentary, then probably less of that. See you in the next video, and ciao.